Hi, I'm John Hedges, the English Cruiserweight Champion. You are watching 662 Boxing, where champions are made.
Maybe looking a little bit mentally fragile in the past.
Say, all right, you know, seen enough.
We made the decision at the end of the sixth to pull him out, and I think we've got it absolutely bang on.
The real controversy of that fight is, was it stopped too late?
At one point, I described it as a Rocky fight.
And welcome everyone to the Burf and Greavsie. This is obviously sponsored by J.M. Clark. That's plant hire you can trust. And I'm joined, well, the legend is the Oracle, Frank Greaves. And Frank, you were there at the fight Saturday night, Wardley, Dubois.
Yeah.
You're in young Esserman's corner.
Yeah.
Tough job for you.
It was a tough night.
Yeah. What was that like, working in the corner with that cut?
You know, I mean, the cut itself was absolutely terrible.
In the worst possible place.
Right on the eyelid, literally right on the eyelid, bleeding right into the eye, and he couldn't see. And I think Rafferty looked obviously a little bit rejuvenated at the weight. He looked pretty good, pretty sharp, pretty sprightly at the weight. So I think it was, you know, I mean, after the first couple of rounds, the cut started. We made the decision at the end of the sixth to pull him out, and I think we've got it absolutely bang on.
Well, I was watching that fight, and this is what we're going to talk about, because I do think you got it absolutely right. Spot on the right time to pull the lad out. And this brings us on to, obviously, Dubois, Wardley. First, before we go any further, what an amazing fight that was. And fair play to Daniel Dubois. You know, he's had a lot of questions over him, but the other day he took his licks and he boxed brilliantly.
Truly did.
I personally was worried that he would crack a little bit, but he did not. He got caught a couple of times. I think Don Charles being in the corner and knowing his fighter as well as Don Charles does, I think that was a great asset for him that night as well, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I completely agree. I mean, there is a hell of a lot to be said for knowing your fighter. And Don clearly knows how to get the best out of Daniel. Yeah,
especially after the tricky start he had. So let's cut straight to it. Obviously, everyone knows the result by now, but the real controversy of that fight is, was it stopped too late? Now, we've been involved in professional boxing for many, many years, and we've seen small hall fights. You could turn around and say, all right, you know, seen enough. It's the nature of the game. I describe boxing as Pulp Fiction. You know the film Pulp Fiction, when things can get very strange, very weird, very quick. And boxing is that sport, isn't it? A bit like Formula One. Formula One can go pear-shaped extremely quickly. Boxing's the same sort of sport. Before I put my four-penneth in, Frank, what was your opinion of the fight in general, and then moving on the finish?
Well, the fight in general, obviously, we all saw how good a fight it was. I mean, it was, at one point, I described it as a Rocky fight. I mean, it was absolutely backwards, forwards. You know, I mean, obviously, I got my prediction wrong. I picked Wardley going into the fight. Dubois, I think, fought out of his skin after a horrific start. I mean, to be on the deck twice in the first 3 rounds was pretty horrendous. Especially when, as we say, talking about him, maybe looking a little bit mentally fragile in the past, to pull himself through that and to come back was absolutely amazing. I think, conversely, maybe Wardley landing that shot early in the first round kind of done for him, because he just kind of looked for the same shot over and over and over again.
It felt a little bit like England in the finals, doesn't it? You know,
really
they score first, we got a problem.
Yep, it's one of those, isn't it? It's a strange one where it's like, how can it ever be too early to knock someone down? But I think, you know, we didn't see the rest of the game plan. If there was one, we don't really know.
I don't know that I saw that lad come back with a left hook off that right hand more than 2 or 3 times in the entire fight.
Yep, and literally change it up, even change your angle and throw the right hand straight.
He did that, because he did later on in the fight start trying the right uppercut, which he did have some success with.
And then started finding the left hook off it as well. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in the emotion of it, isn't it? Very easy to get caught up in it if you're Wardley and go chasing that big shot. But what an amazing fight. I mean, Wardley, have we seen anyone with a better chin in heavyweight boxing? Dubois can seriously bang.
There's not a lot of them, not at that size, not at the size they are these days.
You know, I mean, he didn't even hit the deck. He's not hit the deck.
No.
He's out on his feet, but he's not hit the deck. Amazing.
No, and that I suppose really is the essence of what was a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I look at 3 things I always think are danger signs in a fight. Are they blinking? Are they stumbling?
Yeah.
Are they distracted?
Yeah.
And I saw 2 of the 3 with Wardley around 8, 9, 10.
Yep.
Stumbling definitely. There was a point when he came out the corner for the start. I can't remember what round it was.
Yep.
And he looks at the ref as if he was going to take him to the doctor.
Yeah.
And the rep was saying start the round. And so all of a sudden it's like, hang on, you've got to get out of that, mate. You're not going to the doctor, you're fighting now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was distraction.
Yep.
And so those were two things for me that I thought both, if I'm being honest, and with the greatest deal of respect, the referee and the corner should have picked up on.
Yeah.
It's interesting you reference Rocky.
Yeah.
Because you know that during a camp, let me tell you what happens during a camp. No one's negs. There's no negativity. We're going to win. We're going to do it. You've done it before. Never ending.
Yeah.
It's like a mantra.
Yeah.
And on the night, as a good corner person, you've got to climb out of that and you've got to see exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Now, you've had 8, 9, 10 weeks of that being drilled in. It's been around you, surrounded you. You can't escape it. And now you've got to change your opinion or your attitude towards that idea immediately.
Yeah.
I don't think that happened the other day.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, they're obviously coloured by what Wardley's done in the past, turning the Parker fight around, turning the Hooney fight around. You know, I mean, the reality is he was still landing shots on Dubois. I think there was probably that point at around the end of round 9 where he just looked like he weakened. Now, for me, I mean, I was in a world title fight with Gary Corcoran. He was a mile behind on points. Going into the 11th round, he just lost the snap in his shots. He wasn't going to win by knockout anymore, which he needed. So I pulled him out. Could he have made it through? Yes. I'm convinced he could have made it through. But all that stuff about going out on your shield, you know,
No, that's all a load of old nonsense. That's right. Yeah.
But again, it's so hard. I mean, that atmosphere in that stadium or that arena on Saturday night was an utter cauldron. I mean, honestly, it was a cauldron. It came across on the TV, but being there on the night was phenomenal.
I get it. Much in the way that the Gerald McClellan night was a cauldron. I get that.
Yep.
But again, we're talking about professional corner people. And I don't blame Howard Foster either. I think it was a very tricky one. You've got a three-way thing going on here. You've got the doctors, you've got the referee, and most importantly, of corner, you've got the corner. To me, if you hierarchy it, it's the corner do the job first.
I agree.
They do it because they've got more information than anybody else.
Yep.
Then the referee. But I just thought, if I'm being honest, from my standpoint, from watching him from round 7, and having watched the lad box for a long, long time, I'd never seen him look that tired.
Yeah,
you know, and obviously that straight left had done it for him.
Yep.
And then, so by round 7, he was looking ragged. By round 8, he was looking extremely ragged and really going for a last-ditch effort.
Yep.
And I thought he deserved a better finish than ending up in the corner, having to turn away from a punch before anyone would do him a favour.
Yeah.
So that's my personal thing. I'd like to think I wouldn't allow a fighter of mine to get to that place. The kid had given enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my opinion on it. Daniel Dubois, obviously, once again, here we go on the Daniel Dubois show. Where does he go from here?
Well, again, it's very interesting, isn't it? I mean, they're talking about Usyk wanting to be undisputed 3 times over. I personally don't want to see the Usyk fight again.
I don't see anything in that.
Neither do I. I mean, unless Usyk has aged overnight, I think the same thing happens again. Usyk's just got Dubois' number. Is there good fights out there for Dubois? Massively. I'd like to see the Hrgovic rematch. I'd like to see the Atalma fight. I would absolutely love to see the Caballero fight. There's some great fights out there.
I'd like to watch that.
You know, I mean, even this one, let's have it right. Provided Wardley's physically okay, he's got a rematch clause. He's going to want his title back. He's going to feel like he's got a chance in the fight if he can make the adjustments.
Yeah. I'm not too sure I'd be running back. I know he's got the rematch clause. I don't know if I'd be running back to that fight.
Well, you know, mate,
I know he's done well early in it, but and the money's there. But
stranger things have happened, haven't they? I mean, at the end of the day, he's got the opportunity again to fight for the world heavyweight title and become 2-time himself.
No, I get you. But you know, you watch fights, you think he just listen, mate. He did very well early in the fight, right? But I just look at that fight, and to me, Dubois to Wardley might be what Usyk is to Dubois. He just ain't going to get past him in a month of Sundays. He's just got that, and you know that left hand he's got is really, really good.
It's a ramrod.
Now he's got a bit more information about him. He ain't going to get caught with that silly right hand coming over the top next time. He's coming straight out on the jabs and fading right. He's just not going to give him the chance to do it.
You'd think so.
You'd like to think so. But I think that's a very interesting fight you mentioned there, because Caballero, I'd love to see Caballero and Dubois. That would be a very tricky fight for Dubois, very tricky fight.
I think Caballero's a very tricky fight for anyone, to be perfectly honest with you. I include Usyk in that. He's got an amazing way of putting pressure on. Again, he's tough, goes to the body really well. I think it's another one we talked in a previous episode about that central channel, that straight line in front of Dubois. Yeah. And he kept landing that jab. I mean, it was a jab that won in the fight. If anyone stands in front of him, they're in for a horrendous night, as Wardley had at the weekend.
Because you could almost imagine, couldn't you? If Dubois loses on Saturday night, you could almost pick the fighters he's going to fight as they deteriorate his career.
Yeah, for sure.
But he wins the fight, and now it's like, whoa, we're back at the races.
Yep. And he's amazing at what he does.
Correct. Yeah.
So any of those three for me would do the trick. I mean, I wouldn't even mind seeing the big Baby Miller fight again. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah,
and again, so when you look at the guys and you look at the just lastly here, Frank, when you look at the whole vista of the heavyweight division at the moment, and you start factoring young Italma into it, what are the timelines for that lad? Because to me, the Joshua, whoever wins Joshua and Fury, I don't think the public are really that tuned in anymore.
Yeah.
The players are now Italma. Obviously Dubois, Caballel. Would you? I mean, obviously Usyk, but you kind of leave Usyk out because you think he's the man. No one's getting past him.
Yeah.
Where do you see Italma fitting into that?
If I'm looking after any of the others, I'm avoiding Italma. I'm going after Caballel first. I'm going after Hrgović first. I'm going after those other boys first. Again, there is that unknown on Italma. I don't think it's an unknown. I think I know, having seen him up close. But if I'm any of those boys, I'm avoiding Italma. So, you know, they're going to be chasing the Wardley rematch. If you're Dubois, you have that fight again. You call for that fight. Let's do it again. What a great fight. Let's get the money. You know, you go after Hrgović again. If he looks good against Dave Allen, that's a doable fight. You go after anyone whose last name isn't Italma.
Frank, always a pleasure. Never a chore. Brilliantly informed as ever. Thanks for your time. That was sponsored by JM Clark. That's Plant High You Can Trust. I'm the Burf. That's Greavsie. Please subscribe. It makes it easier for it. Don't just share it. Subscribe. It makes it easier to make these films. And don't forget, with this man, you're getting right under the hood of boxing. Thank you for watching. This episode of Burf and Greavsie is sponsored by JM Clark. That's Plant Hire You Can Trust.
Yo people, it's James DeGale. You're watching 662 Boxing, where champions are made.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.